Rev up your engines!
Daniel Kaler says, Scotty is getting his makeup done. Okay, you want the truth? I don't wear any makeup anymore. I don't care. I'm 65. I can give a rat's behind about that. But you go back 20-something years ago when I was on CBS TV, they made everybody wear makeup. So I had to sit down and the makeup girl would come and put my makeup on and stuff. I didn't care. It didn't mean anything to me. I thought it was kind of funny. You know, some people get a bit carried away with that stuff, but that was television. And hey, they wanted me to wear a three-piece suit too, and I said, no way, I'm not going to wear a three-piece suit. If you see on my old videos, you can see I talked them to give me denim shirts that said crank it up CBS TV, so at least, you know, it looked like a garage shirt even though it was denim and not this. You really don't want a denim shirt working on cars because it gets stained. You want these work shirts because they're pretty much stain proof. When you get a few stains on them being gray, you don't notice it that much either. So but I don't use makeup anymore. I did when I was on TV. AJ12 Gamer says, Scotty, my engine is vibrating so much and it's not the engine mounts. What could be the problem? Okay, engines vibrate for a lot of reasons. If the mounts are okay, then a lot of times if you find that your car vibrates, I'm assuming it's an automatic, when it's in drive and reverse. But if you put it in neutral and park and the vibration stops, a lot of times that's a worn torque converter, because the torque converter is exactly what it says. It converts the torque energy from the engine to drive the transmission. And when you're stopped and you're in drive or reverse, the torque converter puts more of a lag on the engine, and if it's wearing out and dragging too much, it'll make it vibrate. Other things, if it's not that, vacuum leaks will often do it if you get a vacuum leak sucking in. And even something like dirty fuel injectors will do it, because an engine has to have perfect fuel at idle. If it's going real fast, the fuel could be off quite a bit and it'll still run okay because it's revving so fast. When it was just idling, if the fuel is either too little or too much, it'll create an idling problem. And as crazy as it sounds, if it's too much fuel, that will often cause an idling problem, because too much fuel at low idle starts to kind of stall it out from too much fuel. Killer Hardy 600 says, I have a Ford Focus 2008, 140,000 miles. Do you think it'll last longer or should I junk it? Well, the thing is, the Fusions are really good cars. The Focus, that's more of a bottom-end car. With that kind of mileage on it, you might have some serious problems in the future. Considering that it's 11 years old, if you go and see what you'll get if you trade it in, it'll probably be almost nothing. And what the heck? If it lasts you another year or two or three and you don't have to put much money in it, go right ahead. Because at that age and that mileage, nobody's going to pay you that much money for it. And as long as you have it, if it runs, why not? It's sort of like, hey, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Ryan Jones says, hey, Scotty, any tips for starting a diesel in extreme cold? My Focus TDCI starts like a pig and rides lumpy until it's slightly warm. Okay, if you live where it's really cold, you want to get one of those block heaters for it, period, where you plug it in at night, and that keeps the oil and the coolant warmer so the engine isn't so cold and it's easier to start. Now, you want to use high-quality fuel, buy good diesel fuel. Don't go and buy the cheapest stuff you can find, and you want to make sure you keep your filters clean, and you also want to make sure that you have a quality battery, because a battery in a diesel's got to get those glow plugs glowing, so you got to have a really strong battery for a diesel. So you want to have that load tested every once in a while. Mechanics like myself, or even AutoZones, they got load testing machine. It takes a minute. They hook it up and tell you what shape the battery is. But the main thing would be you're better off getting yourself one of those block heaters where you plug it in to an outlet at your house, and then you won't have the problems. And if you got a garage, of course, it's real easy to do that. That'll keep it warmer too. Kalu, not says Scott, my windshield washer fluid's frozen in a reservoir. What should I do to unfreeze it? Well, of course, you could park it in a heated garage somewhere. It'll unfreeze itself. If not, get yourself a hair dryer. When you get heated up enough, it's frozen because it's got water in it, and you have the wrong kind of windshield squirter fluid. You want windshield squirter fluid that's good to like 30 below. And then empty it all out. You can either take it out, turn it upside down, or if you can't, it's hard to get to when you heat it up, get a little suction thing and suck the other stuff out until most of it's gone, and then pour the minus 30 windshield squirter fluid in it so it won't freeze again. Leroy Rollins says, is a Jeep CJ7 worth fixing and driving? Those old Jeep CJ7s were solid built vehicles. That said, if it's really old, you got to decide what kind of shape is in it, what do you want to use it for? A lot of guys will get those and they'll completely rebuild them. And they're not that expensive to rebuild because it's simple technology in those old things. If you like it, I'd say fix it up and keep it. Hand it down to your kids, your grandkids. I got customers that have done that here in Texas, and they love it. You know, it's not something that most guys are going to buy and drive as an everyday driver and drive 20,000 miles a year. But if you do them all over, they can last a long time, and parts will probably always be available for those things because they basically are a classic, and a lot of guys like them, so you can always get parts for them. And they don't cost all that much either.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.